Cloud is grabbing his equipment, grabbing his Lady Tifa, and is setting out to start cutting down commander tables. Let's talk about what this deck does out of the box, the budget cards I want to add into the 99, and what cards don't make the cut. Let's monkey around.
Don't talk about clutch, I got ice in my veins. I'm coded in Trey, I stick to the code, I'm glitching the game. I do anything for the win at the end of the day.
Cloud X Soldier is a 5-mana Naya commander with a big sword, and he is not afraid to swing it. When he enters, he freely gets equipped with a piece of equipment you control. And because he has haste, he's getting after it right away, which happens to be exactly the plan, because when he attacks, you draw a card for each equipped and attacking creature you control. So at least one card. And finally, because it's 2025, you make 2 treasure tokens on that attack if Cloud's power is at or over 7. If you were thinking to yourself, by golly, it would be great to equip a Colossus Hammer for free when Cloud enters, then I have good news for you. That is one of the 16 pieces of equipment you will find in the deck. Others of note include the indestructible Darksteel Plate, the ramping Sword of the Animist, and the multi-threatening Conqueror's Flail. When I see this much gear packed into the 99, my mind starts thinking Voltron. And while winning by commander damage is a very real possibility, the 24 creatures suggest that you can play this deck out using a diversity of threats. Vincent Vengeful Atoner with 7 or more power is an explosion of a creature. Aerith Last Ancient can start reanimating creatures every turn through gaining life. And Tifa can do anything in those overalls, but mainly gives you extra combat steps. Throw in the card advantage from Pure Steel Paladin, the protection from Clever Concealment, and the mustache of Bugenhagen Wise Elder, and you've got yourself a nice equipment brew. Seriously, look at that thing. And before we move on to the budget cards I want to add into the deck, I need to ask you 2 things. First up, what is going on in this artwork? I've not played any Final Fantasy games, despite my storied history of gaming, and I think that looks sick, and I need to know what's going on. Secondly, I need you to subscribe to the channel because it's free. The first thing I want to focus on is the equipment that is the focus of the deck. Enter Leyline Axe, and hopefully on turn 0, because if it's in your opening hand, you can just start the game with it in play. It's best not to rely on that in a 99 card singleton deck, which is why there are more reasons I want this in the deck, and that starts by sharing what it does. The equipped creature gets +1/+1, has double strike and trample, and the equip cost is 3 generic mana. The trample is much needed evasion, and double strike is always good. To pump the brakes a little bit, 7 mana to cast and equip the artifact is a lot. But the 4 mana axe followed up on the next turn with your 5 mana commander, which will automatically equip it, is a frightening curve. The other 4 mana equipment I'm looking at aren't budget friendly, but if you happen to have the Aether Spark or Hammer of Nazan lying around, this is probably the deck for them. Leyline Axe is $1.52. I swear people are sleeping on Dragonfire Blade. 1 mana to cast, and then the creature gets +2/+2 and gets hexproof from monocolored. Swords to Plowshares? More like go home, who cares? The maximum equip cost of 4 is steep, but goes down to 1 if you target your commander Cloud, and is still 3 if you target a creature with a single color. It's only 83 cents, and I think that's a steal considering it nullifies so much of the most efficient removal in the format. Ace's Baseball Bat is next in line for those invested in making those treasure tokens when Cloud attacks with 7 or more power. It's 2 generic mana for a +3/+0 stat boost and first strike when the creature is attacking. And if you get the bonus value from beating down Daleks, then all the power to ya. It's 3 mana to equip to a loser normal creature, but only 1 mana to equip on a Giga Chad legendary legendary creature. Honestly, I'm not all that invested in maximizing for the treasure tokens that Cloud can make. I'm mostly in it for the efficiency and the first strike, because I am always trying to attack. Ace's baseball bat is 21 cents. Plasma Caster is another one that y'all are sleeping on. It's of course because of the energy and the coin flipping, but don't worry because all of that is self-contained within the equipment. For 1 and a red and an equip cost of 2, your creature will get +1/+1 and get 2 energy counters whenever it attacks. And for the very convenient cost of 2 energy counters, you can choose a target creature that's blocking the equipped creature and flip a coin. If you win the flip, you straight up exile the chosen creature. If you lose the flip, you deal 1 damage to the chosen creature. There's no downside, and the upside is repeatable removal that disincentivizes your opponents from blocking altogether. So even more upside. Plasma Caster is 12 cents. The final piece of equipment is the Spear of Leonidas. This legendary piece of equipment is 2 and a red and costs 2 generic mana to equip a creature, and when that creature attacks, you get to choose one of the 3 options. Bull Rush grants the equipped creature double strike. Summon creates Phobos, a legendary 3/2 red horse creature token, and Revelation will have you discard 2 cards and then draw 2 cards. Personally, I'm a Bull Rush and Revelation kind of guy. I'm partial to laying the beat down, but also get down with the more eloquent card selection, or even card advantage. If you don't have 2 or more cards in your hand, you can still choose Revelation to empty the 0 or 1 cards in your hand to then draw 2 anyway. It's good stuff, and the Spear of Leonidas is $1.42. If you're willing to stretch the wallet a little bit, Cassandra, Eagle Bearer is $6.64. Tutors the spear right onto the battlefield from basically anywhere, and has a card draw ability. The budget version of Cassie is Akiri, Fearless Voyager. It's also a 3-mana Boros creature that offers card draw. This time it triggers whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures. It's another reason to at least think about diversifying your threats, because 3 equipped creatures going to 3 different players will draw you 3 cards. The last ability, for a single white, lets you unequip an equipment from a creature you control. In return for what could be a costly maneuver is the tapping of said creature and the blessing of indestructible until the end of the turn. Losing a key creature is also costly, so I thank you for your service, Akiri. Fearless Voyager is 56 cents. SRAM Senior Edificer is a boring, obvious choice, drawing you a card whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell. It really felt like malpractice not to include him, so here he is. You can find him for $1.48. Since we're on the card advantage train right now, let's talk about Danitha, New Benalia's Light. She's a 1, a green, and a white for a 2/2 with Vigilance, Trample, and a lifelink. I've said it before on the channel, but I'm a big fan of incidental life gain in any deck that can manage it. And those other keywords don't hurt either. She's a great option for some equipment, but even without, she lets you cast an aura or equipment spell from your graveyard once per turn. Play her out early if you have to, but it'll be optimal to cast her later on into the game with an immediate graveyard casting follow-up. Danitha, New Benalia's Light is 63 cents. The final creature of the upgrade is our loyal friend from last year's Naya Attachables Precon, Dogmeat Ever Loyal. For those that don't remember, our trusted companion will mill you 5 cards when he enters, letting you then return an aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Getting that extra piece is nice, but for this deck, the second ability reigns supreme. Whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, create a junk token. For those that don't remember junk tokens, they're artifacts that you can sacrifice for free at sorcery speed that will exile the top card of your library, letting you play that card this turn. He's also a dog, and if I want a dog in my deck, I'm gonna have a dog in my deck. Dog meat, ever loyal, is 27 cents. Now the last upgrade piece returns to the theory of the Leyline Axe and is an absolute banger. Annie joins up. When the 4 mana enchantment enters, it deals 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. And then, whenever a triggered ability of a legendary creature you control triggers, it triggers again. Cloud enters and you can attach 2 pieces of equipment. Cloud attacks and you draw twice the number of cards and create twice the number of treasure. If it was just Cloud that could take advantage of this, I'd still think about slotting this card into the 99. But fortunately, the decision was easy, as there are 12 legendary creatures that have triggered abilities. Vincent from earlier, yes, the explosive one, now gets double the bang. Sephiroth, Fallen Hero, can lay down double the cell counters to turn even more of your creatures into Chonkin base 7/5ers. And the lovely Kate Sith Fortune Teller exiles double the cards to play and pump your creatures. Annie joins up is an enchantment II for any commander in these colors, and it'll do some serious work with this one. You can find it for $3.15. Those 10 cards total up to just over $10, focusing mostly on card advantage within the game plan and adding some fancy new trinkets to smash with. But as you know, as 10 cards enter, 10 cards must leave. So let's talk about the cards getting cut out from the original 99.
I don't even know why, even though I tried.
I like Explorer Scope in decks where I have a say on what I'm going to find on top of my library, and this is not one of those decks. Hero's Heirloom is kinda small ball, and while that legendary bonus has plenty of targets, it's not enough to make me want to keep this equipment around. Harmonize and Secret Rendezvous are out, because there are so many ways to draw within the game plan. No need for these dedicated cards, and especially no need to share the cards. Vanquish the Horde is one of 3 board wipes, and in the more casual games I like to play, I try to keep that number at 2. Barrett Wallace gets double the hate, with the OG version and the Avalanche leader both getting knocked out. And you know what? Let's take out all the Avalanche. Avalanche of Sector 7 is also cut, because the variants of artifacts your opponents control could be amazing or a total stinker. Finally, Elena Turk Recruit and Heidegger Shinra Executive are out of here, because Shinra cannot be trusted. And with that, I want you to take a moment right now to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave a like and click the box right over there to find out the 5 Final Fantasy commanders that I think folks are sleeping on.